Geforce Now is now out of beta, and with that, everyone can use it. I have been using Geforce Now for almost 2 years, since July 2018, where I joined the early beta, and honestly, forget Google Stadia, this thing is amazing. You can turn your cheap little laptop into a full-blown gaming computer with full RTX support and be able to play the latest games in 1080p 60 FPS, which it currently supports. However, it does require a minimum requirement and a decent internet connection, which I guess is where it becomes a little more tricky, because if you've got really cheap hardware, chances are you've also not got the best internet. But this still will be compatible with most cheap laptops and computers, and honestly, from my own experience, it's actually quite amazing. So like I said, I've had it for nearly 2 years now, and I'm not an active user or anything because I've got my own hardware and I'd rather not have the high latency that comes with cloud gaming. But the nice thing about this as compared to, say, Google Stadia, is that one, it doesn't require any external hardware that you have to order and have delivered. Also, you don't have to buy any games again, they just run straight off your normal library that you already have. So if you already own the game, you've got it on here. Well, I mean, unless it's on a store that you don't actually have support for on here. But if it's on Steam, or Bethesda.net, or something like Origin, or even like Uplay, then this is fine. Most games will support all of them. So in that case, you're good to go. You can play full latest PC games on your computer and even your phone, which I will come to later. So right now you have some premium payment plans for the subscription. So by default you even have a free plan, which is also something that the other competition hasn't even allowed. So the free plan comes with standard access, so you get queued in for a server and you can only play for up to 1 hour. And it does come with a few limitations and it doesn't have the RTX support. However, if you pay currently for the Founders Edition, which is £5 a month, then you get priority access, extended session length, RTX support, and it even comes currently with 90 days completely for free. And I'm going to buy that right now. So I have now redeemed the Founders Edition of Geforce Now, and I'm going to show you how it works. So I'm going to load here Quake 2 RTX because, one, I can then show off the RTX support, and also because, I mean, it just works and you don't have to deal with any multiplayer latency issues, which I will also get to soon. But basically you click on the game and it will just load it like this. So you wait for a moment for the game to load, and if you're on the free plan then you may need to wait a bit longer. And then it comes up to the screen where you can enter your account details, and once you have signed into the launcher it will then show up on the screen. This is running on a virtual machine, so you have no access to any file systems or anything like that really. Just whatever's given to you throughout the virtual machine. And then it will just start loading up. It's as easy as that. So once your game has loaded, you will see it just like you normally would when you normally load up Steam and play a game. But the difference is you're actually running over Wi-Fi on someone else's hardware. So if you go here you can see I'm going to be running it with the RTX on and everything on high. I've got the frame counter on as well. I could play multiplayer if I wanted, but let's just play normally. So I'm just going to load the game up in medium mode. And now we're in. And you can see there I'm getting 60 FPS. This is fully rendered with ray tracing. You can see there I've got the reflection in the glass and all the glorious ray tracing features that come with this add-on. And yeah, it runs completely smoothly. It's in 1080p, full 60 FPS. And honestly, it's just brilliant. Like I said before, you do need to have a good Wi-Fi connection, but you can play through your favourite games just like this on a cheap laptop if you wanted to. You don't need the hardware because they've got the hardware. You also don't need to download any of your games because they've got it downloaded on there. So you don't need to worry at all about storage space on your hard drive. The only storage space you need is enough to download the Geforce Now application, and that's it. You can also plug in a controller and use that if you want to. And honestly, this whole thing is just awesome. I love it. It works so nicely. You've got all the lovely ray tracing technology here. Can you stop shooting me for 1 second? There you go. Trying to show the water. But yeah, it's so nice. And I mean, sure, it does occasionally dip, just especially when it comes with the Wi-Fi latency. So as long as you have a good stable connection, this is perfectly viable. And I can honestly see this being the future once Wi-Fi is good enough to support this. So anyway, I'm just going to kill this guy and then quit out of this game and show you something else. So when you quit the game, it just chucks you straight out back into the main window, where you can go and load up any other games you have. And their library is huge, like I mean huge. Let me just look at the feature tab here. So these are the games currently being featured. Pretty much most things that you think of will be here. Occasionally a game will be here and then another day not be here. That happens. Like when I first played it, I was able to play GTA 5, but they've taken that off now, unfortunately. But maybe it'll be back soon. But yeah, that was the Geforce Now desktop application. And now I'm going to switch to my phone, where I'm going to show you it on mobile. Be back in a second. Right, so this is Geforce Now for mobile. And I'm currently on my phone, as you can see here. Just scrolling the screen, and you can see you still got all the games on here, which is really nice. And for testing on the phone, I'm going to load up BeamNG Drive. One of my favourite games to use on Geforce Now, because honestly it's just perfect for it. So you can see here, I am now loading the game, and it's all running pretty nice and fine. Okay, so now I'm going to load up BeamNG Drive, which is loading already. And there it goes. So now that BeamNG Drive is open, I'm going to click play, free roam, and I'm going to load up. How about we load up East Coast USA. I'm just going to run it on the default map. So let me click spawn. Now it's loading. So you can see here, I am actually going to be playing BeamNG Drive on my phone. A game that is quite demanding on most computers. And I'm just going to casually run it on my phone. How awesome is that? Now, in order to control the game from my phone without an external controller connected, because I don't actually have a Bluetooth controller, I'm going to click the controller symbol, and now you can see on the screen is controller buttons. So once the game loads in properly, just give it a few moments. And it has loaded. Right, you can see here, I'm using the touchscreen and driving around just like normal. How awesome is that? Honestly, this is so cool. So full graphics basically, although it is a bit of a lower resolution, running on my smartphone just casually playing BeamNG Drive in 60 FPS, perfectly fine, and this is awesome. So yeah, honestly, I can't wait till this thing is bigger and Wi-Fi is so much better that I don't have to worry about the constant lag. Like, you can just be sitting on the bus playing your favourite latest game on your phone without any actual power in your phone to do so, because as long as you've got the good enough internet connection, you're good to go. And I'm just gonna go and crash my car into the railing. Oh, okay, it's survived. Right, trees, nice. Okay, my right tire is gone. Awesome. So yeah, that's Geforce Now. I'm definitely going to use it again in the future. It's a great program, and I totally recommend it. Unlike Google Stadia, which requires you to buy your own games, have a separate controller for it, you have to have a Google Home thingy, whatever it was, the Chromecast, and it runs in your web browser. This is so much better, honestly. I love it. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.